Okay, we are back, and we are now going to start case number 17. Of supernatural investigations. Don't die over spilled milk. Matthew, we've come to the Midwest for a mind protection spell against demons, but all we have is a strange poem. Strong winds blow you to the land where hearts fall to become crimson blooms below. It's an enigma, Jake. We need to figure out what it means. We already know the blowing wind refers to Chicago. Ah, yeah. The old witch Agnes Leak also gave us a magic compass to tell us when we're making progress with the enigma. And it blinked when we connected wind with Chicago. But what now? We're taking a moment to rest and regroup. Felix and Luke went to get some Chicago deep dish pizza. Roommate bonding time. Speak of the devil, Felix is calling. Matthew, I need your help. You gotta come out to Bellevue Towers. Luke and I found a body here. Did you notify the police? We called, and they said they would get to it when they could, but you gotta understand, the police don't come around Bellevue Towers. It's a housing project of mostly black residents, and a lot of cops avoid it because they're too scared, too racist, or both. Plus, something about this murder matches pretty close to a local urban legend. That means the legend could be true. Matthew, come meet us here, and I'll explain the rest. Too hesitant. Thanks for being so quick, Matthew. Look at this dude, split open from crotch to throat. Apparently, the victim's a journalist named Todd Anderson. But why don't we let the cops handle this one, Felix? Because of the way he was killed. Opening a guy like a baked potato, it's the modus operandi of a legendary serial killer, the Milkman. The Milkman? Alright, you'll have to explain this to us real slow, Felix. What's the deal with this Milkman? The deal is, no one really knows if the Milkman is real or just an urban legend, but everyone in the Chicago projects knows his story. Which is, if you say Milkman 3 times to a mirror, he'll come for you, and he'll cut you open, exactly the way this dude got cut. So you think that's how Todd Anderson died? By some weird invocation of a milkman who may or may not be real? That's what we gotta find out. And hey, those old milk bottle caps marked with X's can't have been left here by coincidence. Alright, you win. Matthew, let's grab a sample of that orange substance on the milk caps. That's the spirit. Matthew, I want to be your partner for this case. If you'll have me. I grew up in a place just like this. I can help you nail this killer, real or not. Be my guest. You already know more about this than I do. And that pizza is like a meaty brick in my stomach. I'll head back to the base with the body. Groovy. Let's get cracking, Matthew. Psst. Hey, you here for the stuff? That depends. What kind of stuff are you peddling? I'm talking about grass. You here to buy? Wait, is that guy dead? Oh snap, I'm out. Hold it. We've got to ask you some questions, bro. Martin Fuller is his name. I need to get some stars, so sit tight, everybody. Okay, I got 10 stars. I got all 5 stars from the first 2 crimes, from the first crime scene and the bonus crime scene. Got it. Sweet. Let's get this sample from the milk cat Supriya to do her thing. So, homie, got any deets on this dead dude we found? I'm not your homie. My name's Martin, better known as Tin Man. Okay, Tin Man, what about the dead dude? Was he buying drugs from you? I don't know nothing about that dude. He lived here, but that's about it. Most murders around here get pinned on the Milkman, and this looks like his work. Milkman? What do you know about him? Ain't nobody knows if the Milkman's real or just some kind of legend. But they say he slices his victims up just like this. Anyway, I don't recall you having a police badge or something, so I'm done talking to you. Well, Matthew, Tin Man dropped us a little breadcrumb here. Said the victim lived in one of these apartments. Let's have a look. And I get the first star. Wow, Matthew, that's one mother of a ring. I don't think a journalist living in Bellevue Towers would have the money for that level of bling. Let's see whose it is. And someone left a book here. The brown paper cover makes me think of my school books. This book must belong to a student, but nothing I found on the victim said he had kids. Looks like this person drew all over the cover, just like I used to do. Maybe revealing the doodles will tell us whose book it is. Okay, I'm gonna do everything now. I have enough stars. was almost out of film time. Matthew, this school book belongs to a student named Avery Mitchell. And if she was here in the victim's digs, she must have known the dude. Let's have a chat with Avery. Hiya, Avery. Sorry to bother you this late, but we found your textbook at Todd Anderson's apartment, and... My textbook? Are you social workers? Here to check if I've been skipping school? No, it's... Well, we've got some bad news. We found Mr. Anderson murdered. Mr. Anderson's dead? Oh no! I was with him just this afternoon. He was tutoring me, you see. I want to be a hard-hitting journalist when I grow up, like him. He was telling me about urban legends and how they keep communities like ours preoccupied with irrational fears. Urban legends? Like the Milkman? Yeah, exactly. Mr. Anderson said they're a means to oppress a disenfranchised population. In other words, a pile of steaming... Wow, sounds like he was a pretty smart guy. He was, but I'm also smart enough to know you're not social workers or the cops, so you better come back when my parents are home. Bye for now. Got tonight, it's Jeffrey Michaels' ring. Oh snap, Matthew. I knew this ring was a big deal. Turns out it's the championship ring from when the Chicago Owls won the National Basketball Playoff 3 years ago. This ring in particular belongs to Jeffrey Michaels, the Owls' star dunker. So Michaels dropped in on our victim recently. Let's talk to him about that. Mr. Michaels, Todd Anderson was found dead here outside Bellevue Towers earlier tonight. We understand you were friends. Todd was killed? How? By whom? We're trying to figure that out. Do you know of any beefs he might have had with anyone? Todd published honest articles about the poverty of Bellevue Towers in the Chicago Register. Anytime you're telling truths people don't want to face, you're gonna make enemies. Like when I told the point guard on the Detroit Turbochargers that he was slipping at the end of the playoffs. He was up in my face the whole final game. Some people just can't take the truth, and that probably finally caught up with Todd. And I'll see you guys when these two are done. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. And we've returned. We're going to get the results of the orange substance first, since that ended first. Hey Matthew, I got a riddle for you. What's shaped like a brick, easy to carve, cheap to obtain, and tied up with red tape? I don't know, Priya. What? Government cheese. The kind provided to low-income families. That, joke was kind of lame, Priya. Don't quit your day job. But why are we talking about government cheese? The orange substance you found on the milk caps is residue from that cheese. We know it's from your killer because I checked with Ben, and he confirmed that your victim had eaten no such cheese. That had to be easy to see, with the way Anderson's stomach was opened up. So your killer's the one who eats government cheese. Matt, we've got a cheese-eating killer to catch. Matthew, this Anderson guy sure got tore up, and I hear Felix thinks some local legend might be involved. We don't know yet, Ben, but it sure has the Milkman written all over it. Well, I can tell you the victim was split up the middle from the waist to the throat by some kind of large metal hook. And it looks like the killer first hooked him while they were both standing up, and the victim passed out by the time the hook reached his rib cage. Are you telling us this to gross us out, or can you somehow narrow down who our Milkman might be? Well, whoever did this to your victim, they had to be strong enough to drag a hook through them. Attaboy. So, Matthew, we're looking for a strong-armed killer. Matthew, it's still hard to say if Todd Anderson's murder was the work of the actual legendary Milkman of Bellevue Towers, or if it was just someone posing as the Milkman. If it's the latter, they definitely busted their butt pulling a hook through the guy like a big zipper. That ain't easy. We met Martin, a drug dealer who probably knows more than he's telling us. Drug dealers keep eyes on their turf. We've got to find a way to get more info. And then there's Avery and Jeffrey, two of Todd's friends who know his reputation for getting people riled up as a journalist. We'll have to... Oh God, Matthew, I just got shot. I'm seeing stars. We'll have to see if Felix is okay in Chapter 2. Don't go anywhere. Well, we last left off with Felix getting shot at the end of Chapter 1, so let's start Chapter 2, see if we can save him. So, Matthew, the news. The gunshot wound isn't serious. Felix just needs some rest for now. But he should definitely take a break from the Milkman case you're working on. It's crazy he got shot like that for no reason. Do you think it was some gang? Seems I got my hands pretty full these days. Gwen was just here complaining about really bad nightmares. Totally. I had a terrible night. I had a nightmare where I saw these demons coming for me. Every time they came close, they were pointing their long fingers like knives at my forehead, like they were trying to get inside my mind. And the moment I felt the sharp tips of their fingers touch my skin, I woke up. It happened over and over again. I was awake most of the night. Anyway, since Felix needs to sit out the rest of the case, I better pull myself together and help you, Matthew. I actually already did a little research on your victim, and I found out that his office at the Chicago Register was in Millennium Park, and he ate his lunch on the square there every day. Matthew, I think we should head to the square and see if we can find anything there. I didn't get the first star. So we know the victim spent a lot of time here, and this bag says TA on it. Those are the victim's initials, right? Todd Anderson. This is probably his bag then. Let's take a look inside and see what we find. And wait a minute, Anderson lost his phone here too. We'll need to get it unlocked. But Matthew, why are you so interested in that hot dog wrapper? Ah, you're right. It says Milkman. That's our urban legend. And something was drawn on it. Good idea. We should recover the drawing. Moment, folks. Okay, I got 4 of the stars, so we're gonna take care of this now. I gotta get to bed here because I gotta get up tomorrow. Fortunately, I don't have to wake up early, but to me, I do have class after lunch. Milkman at Your Door, CD. Matthew, there is a CD in Anderson's satchel, and it's labeled Milkman at Your Door. The Milkman reference is pretty blatant. You think it's from our killer? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's get the CD to Hope so she can check out what's on it. Okay. Now the victim's phone. Perfect, you got the victim's phone unlocked. Whoa, he had a lot of missed calls from earlier today, and they're all from a Lila Heller. Let's find Lila Heller and see what she might do to help us. Let's see what Lila Heller has to say now. Or say here. PhD student, she's 32. I'll be 32 next Sunday. Not this Sunday, but the next one. Miss Heller, we're investigating the murder of Todd Anderson. Todd Anderson is dead? Yes, and you apparently made a bunch of calls to his phone before he died. What did you need to talk to him about? Well, I'm writing my PhD thesis on urban legends, specifically how they manifest among the oppressed and impoverished. My main example is the Milkman legend. I thought since Todd wrote so many articles focused on Bellevue Towers, he'd be able to point me toward more information. Had you ever tried to visit Mr. Anderson at his home in Bellevue Towers? Yes, but I know it's a dangerous part of town, so I've been working out to get some strength in case I had to defend myself at all. And then to put myself in the shoes of Bellevue Towers residents, I've been eating government cheese. You know, it's actually pretty good. Wow, that sounds like some in-depth research you've been doing. We'll let you know if we need to go deeper in with our own research. Well, as the text implied, that's a drawing of the Milkman. Maybe it's... The Milkman is watching. Hello, sir. Who are you? My name is Clybourne Webster, dear lady, and you hold in your hand a ward of protection I have drawn. Well, Mr. Webster, we'd like to have a word with you. Mr. Webster, do you know a man named Todd Anderson? He was a journalist who lived in Bellevue Towers. I know everyone in Bellevue Towers. They're sitting ducks for the Milkman. Well, I don't know about the Milkman, but Mr. Anderson was found dead earlier tonight. That's why we wanted to talk to you. Say, I recognize you, Senior Trooper Matthew. I recognize you. Senior Trooper Matthew, yes. You were around Bellevue Towers earlier with a man in a wheelchair. Where is he now? Well, he got hurt. He's okay, but needs to get some rest for now. Got hurt? He was not delivered by the Milkman. Under his watch, them that die will be the lucky ones. Well, that was interesting. Let's keep our eye on that one. I'll let the CD run its course, and I'll see you when that's done. I'll see y'all soon. Okay, we've returned. It's already after 3:30, so I gotta keep it a little quiet here. Hey Gwen, feeling any better now that you've given up on sleep? I'm okay, thanks. Trying to solve a murder is better for my mood than my nightmares about demons. You know, I don't get why the chief forbade us from contacting Arthur Darkwood. He's the only one we could ask about demons, and who probably knows what to do about your nightmares. True, but it's important we figure out that mind protection spell first. The chief is right to play it safe. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Matthew, even if it turns out that your killer isn't the legendary Milkman, this clue you found in the victim's bag is still a big piece of the puzzle. What was on the CD? Files of some kind? No, it's an audio CD of someone speaking. Here, I'll play it for you. Blood of human kindness sours the milk of human blindness. I am the Milkman, be delivered. Whoa, their voice sounds so distorted and creepy. Blood and milk. What does it mean, Hope? I looked it up and found that the first part of the text is a line from a song by a Chicago musician who calls himself Kismet the Rapper. I did my best to remove the distortion, but all I can say for certain is that this is not the voice of Kismet the Rapper. It's the voice of your killer. But this does prove that your killer listens to Kismet the Rapper. Matthew, I think it's Kismet that we found this evidence from the killer in the first place. But let's not rely only on chance to find our clues. I haven't been to the victim's apartment yet. Let's go see what else we can find. I was gonna do this earlier, but I got a little tired. Let's see if I can sneak into a shower before I go to bed. Whoever did that just got 7 years bad luck. The broken mirror. There's no way I'm gonna get the first start here. Matthew, I'm glad we came back to the victim's apartment for another look. We found some potential clues. Like this broken mirror. Why is it broken? Let's get it back together. And this tray with 2 coffee mugs on it looks like Mr. Anderson had a visitor. Maybe collecting a sample of these crumbs will identify them. Moment, folks. Okay. I got 4 of the stars there. Partially there, thicker than air. Matthew, this mirror says partially there, thicker than air. I got Felix's notes on the Milkman legend, and they said you summoned the Milkman by saying his name 3 times into a mirror. Could this strange phrase have something to do with the Milkman? Let's see if Felix is feeling well enough to help us with this. Got it. Brown crumbs. Perfect. Now that we've got a sample of the brown crumbs from that tray, let's get it under the microscope. So sorry guys, but my nose inside was itchy. Marijuana. Matthew, the brown crumbs on the tray contain marijuana. I saw in the case file that one of our suspects is a drug dealer. So what was he doing in the victim's apartment? Let's go talk to that guy and find out. Mr. Fuller, or should I say Tin Man, you've met my partner Matthew. Yeah, we've met. What's up? I'm kind of waiting for a client to show up. We'd like to know if Todd Anderson was a client of yours. We found some of your weed in his apartment. Man, that dude was a hypocrite. We smoked together in his apartment a few times. His idea, not mine. I don't like to partake too much in my merchandise. But then he turned around and wrote a nasty article about me being in the Perpetrator Street Gang. I was muscle for him. I look scrappy, but I'm strong. Anyway, I got in some trouble and got community service. Got off easy, you feel me? I didn't want to mess with possible prison, you know. But Todd wrote this article about how a leopard can't change his spots or some ish. Dude was whack. I don't need a worse image than I already got, you know. I'm trying to live a chill life. Eat my government cheese while I save up, you know. It's like Kismet the rapper says, save your dimes toward better times. You fit all 3 criteria right there. I'll see you guys when the mirror with the message has run its course. If I feel like it, I'll speed it up. And possibly get to the next crime scene as soon as possible. I'll see y'all soon. Well, I did say I'd speed it up, so here you go. There was a chance I would anyway. So, let's go. How are you feeling, Felix? The painkiller started to wear off, but as soon as you brought me this, I forgot I even had arms. If this proves to be believed, the Milkman is totally for real. Yeah, how so? Well, the thing written on the mirror is a summoning spell to protect the caster from whatever they're summoning. Partially there, thicker than air, is like saying more than nothing, but not the whole thing. So in this case, the Milkman would show up, but he'd only be at half strength. So someone was trying to summon the Milkman in the victim's apartment. Interesting. But who could it be? Well, one thing we know is that they're a witch. This spell is used by witches. A witch? But we don't have a witch among our suspects. Yes, you do. The handwriting on the mirror matches little Miss Avery Mitchell's textbook. Well, Matthew, let's go have a word with this little Miss Witch. Miss Mitchell, can you explain the spell we found on this mirror in your handwriting? Spell? No, I wrote that when I was feeling insecure and getting down on myself. Avery, cop to it. We know you're a witch. We're supernatural hunters. This isn't our first rodeo. Okay, but I promise you, I'm a good witch. I was trying to protect Bellevue Towers from the Milkman. I thought if I could summon him with the partial spell, I could use other spells, like Mighty Strength, to destroy him. Are you sure you didn't use Mighty Strength to split Mr. Anderson open from groin to throat? Why would I do that to my mentor? He's the one who inspired me to do more than just listening to Kismet the Rapper and eating welfare cheese. We can make a difference in this world. I was going to start by vanquishing that nuisance Milkman. Bellevue Towers is a tough enough place to live as it is. Matthew, I'm glad I joined you on this case, solving the murder of a man by a possible urban legend. My head is still killing me, but our progress has gotten my mind off those demonic nightmares. We've got a couple new suspects, Lila Heller, who was writing her PhD thesis on the Milkman legend, and Clybourne Webster, who's strangely obsessed with the Milkman. Then there's Tin Man, who was pretty peeved about the victim's hypocrisy. And we found out that Avery Mitchell is a witch. She claims to cast spells only for good. We'll see about that. Oh, Matthew, bloodshed and terrible things. You've got to listen to me. I have a confession to make. We'll find that out in Chapter 3. Don't go anywhere. Okay, I made a change of my pet to the cat. Let's start Chapter 3. We last left off with this. I have to confess, I am the Milkman. I am the legendary terrorizer of Bellevue Towers. Whoa, Mr. Webster, have you been drinking? I have been drinking the blood of my neighbors. I, the Milkman, have delivered them all. Matthew, this guy's completely out to lunch, but we should take his confession seriously at least until we've finished our investigation. Let's deliver this possible Milkman to our teammates so they can keep an eye on him, and then we'll go check out the crime scene again. them all. Matthew, this CCTV camera might have footage from the time of the murder. Let's get it unlocked. Huh, this torn paper looks like the copy of the Chicago Register, the newspaper the victim wrote for. Let's piece it back together. And every time we go digging in a trash can, we come out with something useful to our case. This one's probably no exception. Let's dig in. One of our suspects already claims to be the killer. We've got to see if he's telling the truth or if our killer is still out there. Take care of everything now. Hopefully, we'll find another clue. Oh, looks like we're going to have to dust this one. Kind of thought we might have to. Good instinct, Matthew. The front page of this issue of the Chicago Register features an article by the victim. The headline and photo are faded. Let's recover them. Look, Matthew, the victim's article is about Jeffrey Michaels. The headline says, basketball star turns back on Bellevue. Sounds like the article's pretty critical of Michaels. I wasn't there when you first talked to Michaels, but I can't imagine he appreciated what the victim wrote about him. Let's go talk to Michaels. Mr. Michaels, we found this article Todd Anderson wrote about you. Pretty scathing. He only wrote that to sell papers. It's sensational as drivel. He claimed I spat in the face of my upbringing by joining the Owls and moving out of Bellevue. Called me a sellout. But I worked hard to get where I am. I trained in the gym and played ball every day. Ate my fair share of government cheese while I was coming up. It's a logical fallacy to see my life as anything but a story of perseverance. Todd was jealous of my success. All he ever did was write bitter articles about everyone else. We hope you didn't decide to put him out of his jealousy by killing him. Heller. Matthew, what's so interesting about that glasses case you found in the trash? Oh, you're right. It has Lila Heller's name on it. We know Heller planned to come to Bellevue Towers to research the Milkman for her thesis, but this clue puts her at the scene of the crime. Let's ask Heller about it. Miss Heller, we found your glasses case in a trash can at the crime scene. How did it end up there? Well, since Todd wasn't answering my phone calls, I went to speak to him in person. I wanted to give Todd a piece of my mind, and we had an altercation. What was your peace of mind about? I had an article ready to print in the Chicago Register about my research on the Milkman, soliciting eyewitnesses, and Anderson got it pulled. My PhD thesis is the most important thing in my life, and because of him, everything ground to a halt. It's like Kismet the rapper says, running and gunning ain't no more fun than a hamster wheel. He sent my research back weeks. Yeah, well, research is one thing. We hope he didn't send Anderson himself back to non-existence. Matthew, now that the CCTV camera is unlocked, we can send it to Hope. I believe that's 3. Nine hours. I'll have all stars collected by then. So for now, this is Matthew. I'll see you soon. We have come back. Let's get the results of the unlocked security camera before I call it a night. Matthew, you're not going to believe this footage. What does it show? What? Does it show the murder? No, it's... You better see for yourselves. You've traveled from far away to be here among us. Well, Spaceman, you should have changed your disguise. I'd recognize that colorful coat anywhere, and you're still in that wheelchair for humans. Take that, Plutonian. Oh God, Matthew, I just got shot. I'm seeing stars. Wait, Felix was shot by Clybourne? You call Felix Spaceman and Plutonian and mention his colorful coat. Does he think Felix is some kind of alien? Yeah, whether Clybourne's the Milkman or not, he suffers from some pretty dangerous delusions. Matthew, we've had Clybourne here at the base since his confession. We have to make sure he hasn't gone after Felix again. Sorry guys, I have to check something. Apparently I'm not spitting up blood right now. Oh my God. Step back! I have the Plutonian immobilized. To be fair, dude, I'm already paraplegic. Silence, Plutonian! You have taken enough from this planet. Matthew, you gotta help me. Felix, try taking off your jacket. I've got a knife to my throat and that's your advice? Take off my jacket? Just do it, Felix. Alright, whatevs. Wait, you're not a Plutonian? That's ingenious. Hey, we should join forces. I get cheese from Earth's government to fuel me in our fight. That's okay. I'm more of a lone wolf. Thanks for the help, Matthew. Clybourne, let's get you someplace a bit more secure while we finish up this case. Well, that was an emotional roller coaster with Clybourne. I'm glad we got to Felix in time. Clybourne is clearly insane. He thought Felix was an alien, and he's convinced he himself is the Milkman. But we still can't be sure whether he killed Mr. Anderson. It's equally possible that Jeffrey Michaels did it for the article Anderson wrote about him, or Lila Heller for the article he got removed. All this drama around his job for the Chicago Register makes me think we should go check out the square by his office again. Let's go. Matthew, this jacket has blood all over it. We should get a sample to make sure it's the victim's. And this looks like a vintage milk cooler. And we know that whoever this killer is, they sure love dropping references to the Milkman. It's locked. Let's get it open. Matthew, they say it's no use crying over spilled milk, but spilled blood is another story. Whoever the Milkman is, they're going to pay for what they did. Got it. Oh my God, Matthew, this old milk cooler has a huge metal hook in it. We'll have to get Priya to tell us for sure, but you might have just found the murder weapon. Okay, Matthew, let's get the blood sample you took from the victim's jacket to the lab. "15 hours, and I'll see you guys when this is done." So for now, this is Matthew. See you soon. Okay, the blood's almost done, so I'm going to get the results of the metal hook right now. Matthew, this hook is definitely the murder weapon. The blood residue on it is a match for the victim's blood. That's great news. What else can you tell us about it? Well, along with the blood, I found some fibers caught between the metal hook and the wooden handle. The fibers are purple and don't match anything the victim was wearing, so your killer is definitely wearing something purple. Well, Matthew, keep an eye out for our perp and purple. Hey Matthew, sorry, I'm just returning a text from Xander. Oh, you two are still in touch? Yeah, we've met up for a drink or two. Priya, are you blushing? No, I'm just surprised by what I found out from the sample you brought me from your victim's jacket. There were skin cells in the sample that weren't the victim's, but actually your killer's. Sounds good so far, but what was so surprising about it? The skin cells that were your killers came from a female. What? Matthew, that means our milkman is actually a milk woman. Don't know how that happened. I was watching a video earlier. The milkman's reign of terror has gone sour, Matthew. Let's go catch Todd Anderson's killer. Okay. Certainly not Martin Fuller. And it's definitely not Avery Mitchell. It's not Jeffrey Michaels. Wouldn't you know it, the PhD student threw her life away. Lila Heller, we know you're Todd Anderson's killer. What? But I'm trying to research Bellevue Towers for my thesis. Why would I murder a prominent resident here? Resident there? You tell us, and while you're at it, you can explain why you made the murder look like it was committed by the milkman. But it was the milkman. Don't you see? This means the milkman is real. Miss Heller, there's no milkman. It's a legend, and you're Anderson's killer. Look, we know he got in the way of your research, but why did you want this legend to be true so badly that you kill for it? Because Todd Anderson was going to kill the legend for good. I grew up living in Bellevue Towers, and when I was 7 years old, my mother was found murdered. The police were ineffectual, and my mother's killer was never found. The only answer I ever got was the story of the milkman. The people in Bellevue Towers need the legend to be true. For some, it's the only face they'll ever be able to put to their misfortunes. Miss Heller, it sounds like grief made you cling onto this legend too hard. But another murder chalked up to the milkman wasn't going to solve anything. We had no choice but to turn you into the police for the murder. Hey Gwen, thanks for taking over the case with Matthew and putting that lady behind bars. I can't believe she thought murdering people would create peace of mind. And I guess we've got our answer to whether the milkman is real. Hopefully the residents of Bellevue Towers can sleep a little easier with that knowledge. Well, now there's still plenty to do, like making headway on that riddle we got from the old witch. Don't worry about me, Matthew. I think I'm getting a second wind. Let's get to work. We'll see you guys for Fire Burn and Cauldron Bubble 2-5. Okay, we've returned. Let's start Fire Burn and Cauldron Bubble 2-5. Well done, Matthew. It's a relief to have cracked the case of the milkman murder. And hopefully Lila Heller's arrest will move the police to get back to serving the residents of Bellevue Towers. Gwen, I thought you were going to take a nap. I tried, but another nightmare woke me up. I saw demon soldiers fighting in a war, and their queen was locked in a cage. She was slowly dying. Demon Queen? The chief's old mentor said the demons had a queen, and all the demons draw their strength from her. Do you mean you see her in your dreams? I can feel a demon trying to stab into my mind, connecting my mind to his. That means I can see into his mind too. That's where the nightmares come from. Demons reading our minds while we're asleep is pretty bad news. And if this is happening to you, it could happen to more of us. Hopefully all I need is an ibuprofen and something to keep me busy. Well, Agent Matheson's here to talk. Gwen, you could go with Matthew to see him. Matthew, I worry about Gwen's nightmares. The sooner we get that mind protection spell, the better. But we're still stuck on the first part of the enigma the witch gave us. Strong winds blow. Chicago is called the Windy City. Well, we know we're in the right city at least. Why don't we just go to the city center and wait for a sign? Wait for a sign? That's your plan? Yeah, bro. Matthew, when you're done talking to Matheson, how about we go down there together? Matthew, I looked into the missing child of that weird Minnesota couple in my free time. I can tell you it's a dead end. Yeah, Kevin Kelly. You mean he's vanished without a trace? Well, actually, a couple of similar cases happened in the past few weeks in nearby states. I talked to some of my guys on the ground. There aren't active investigations, but rumors and talk about other missing kids. And one name that came up was Todd Anderson. Todd Anderson? We solved his murder but didn't find any links to missing kids. But he was a journalist who probably talked to lots of people around here. We should search through his notes. Well, knock yourselves out. I've got to get going, but if it'll help, here's a bit of cash. You find anything at all, you let me know. Matthew, this lockbox looks like it could be where Anderson kept his research notes. Let's try to get it open. Wow, Matthew, I think we hit the jackpot with Todd Anderson's lockbox. Look, it's got a tape recorder, USB keys, and everything. With a bit of luck, there's something in here about the missing kids. Let's send this box to Hope. Matthew, we don't know what we're looking for, but I guess a food basket is as good a place as any. Start small, right? I'm totes confident that these leftovers will help us with the witch's enigma. Earrings. Matthew, there was something in this food basket. It's a pair of earrings. I feel like I've seen the same symbol on that witch's compass. I think that's a good sign. These earrings got to be part of our quest here in the Windy City. Let me get them back to the lab for a closer look. And this is 6 hours. I'll see you guys when these two are finished. So for now, this is Matthew. Catch you later. And we've returned. Let's get the results of the earrings from Felix before I call it a night. Matthew, we went to the square not knowing what we were looking for, but now I'm sure we were supposed to find these earrings. I can confirm it's got the same symbol as the one on the compass. But my research shows that pieces of jewelry with these symbols are traditional gifts for a mother witch to pass on to a daughter witch. I know what you're thinking, and that's exactly what I was thinking too. That daughter witch could be Avery, but I had to get Priya to say for sure. And I can tell you the skin cells on the earring hooks are a match for those I found on the mirror. The earrings are Avery's. The only thing is, I'm not sure how a teenager living in the projects in Chicago is going to help us with the mind protection spell. Avery's just a kid, even if she's a fledgling witch. But you're right, we gotta take whatever leads you can get. Let's go see Avery. Dude, you lost this pair of earrings recently, didn't you? Oh, thank you for finding it, Matthew. Yes, I lost the earrings several days ago, but I sensed they would find their way back to me. My mother gave them to me. They're magic, you know. Magic? How so? My mother was a witch, but that's not why it's magic. It's magic because these earrings are all I have to remember her. She died a few years ago. My dad died when I was a teenager too. He didn't have magic powers, but he beat my butt in cribbage like it was magic. Really? My mom and I played cribbage too. Anyway, thanks for returning my earrings. You've earned good magic karma. I've got to go now, but I hope we'll bump into each other again. And here, maybe this will keep the magic with you. Sweet, kid. And look, the compass is blinking. I think we've done one part of the quest. Gwen, are you feeling any better? Not really, but focusing on work helps me to forget about demons for a moment. Well, this might cheer you up. Todd Anderson did collect some information about the missing children. Sounds promising. What did he find out? Mostly he interviewed friends of the missing kids, who were as clueless as him, but one name comes up a lot, Tin Man. Tin Man is Martin Fuller. He sells drugs in the projects, which means he knows a lot of people. Maybe he's heard something about what happened to those kids. Matthew, let's go find Tin Man. Martin, we need to talk to you about some rumors of missing kids. What? You discovered I didn't kill Todd Anderson, so now you want to pin missing kids on me? No, we were hoping you knew something more about it, or that you could point us in the right direction. Yeah, I heard those rumors too. There's one kid, Danny Burnett, who claims his younger brother was taken from their bedroom by a monster. A monster? Where can we find this Danny to talk? He lives right here, but I should warn you, this kid's still traumatized by what he saw and doesn't talk to anyone. But he might open up to you if you fix his skateboard. He's crazy about it. And speaking of helping people out, you guys keep coming around and scaring away my clients, so I've been missing out on some scratch. Well, we're not going to buy drugs from you, but it's about time for Matthew and me to eat. How about we get burgers, and then we'll find Danny Burnett's skateboard. Matthew Martin said if we fix the kid's skateboard, Danny will talk to us about his brother's disappearance. Looks like you've got all the pieces there. Let's get to work. Perfect, that skateboard is like new. Now let's give it to Danny and see what he'll tell us. Hi Danny, my name's Gwen, and this is my partner Matthew. We heard that your skateboard was broken, so we found it and fixed it for you. Oh, thank you. Ah, there's a smile. You know, I have a little brother, and I remember when he was your age, and I was about 12. We used to fight about the stupidest things. Do you ever fight with your brother? My brother's gone. He's gone? Can you tell us what happened? I don't like talking about it. I know it's hard, but we're just trying to find out what happened. Can you help us? Okay, it was nighttime. I woke up and our window was open, and this thing was there. Can you tell us what the thing was? I don't know. It was bent over real low and was like hissing. Then it pulled my brother out of his bed. And as it went back out the window, it turned and looked at me. I tried to look like I was sleeping, but I saw its eyes glow bright green. I'm done now. I don't want to answer any more questions. Just leave me alone. Danny, you've been very brave. Thank you very much for helping us. Alright, so we're a step further in this Enigma biz. The compass thing blinked when we returned the earrings to Avery. That's gotta be good, right? So we got the windy part done. Now strong winds blow you to the land where hearts fall to become crimson blooms below. So now what does that mean? To the land where hearts fall? We might just have to wait for the next sign to figure out what to do. I hope that happens sooner than later because we need that mind protection spell. But we can feel good about the progress we made regarding the missing kids. Danny Burnett implied it could be a supernatural creature that took them. He mentioned a hunched-over monster with green eyes. And Madison said the disappearances are happening in a few different states. Speaking of, Madison just called and said another kid's gone missing in Iowa. Matthew, we're heading to Iowa. February 13th, that's another... Yeah, that's another Thursday. Ran out of film time, but we're going to go ahead and go on here. Still have yet to get my daily rewards, or all of them anyway. So as I said, we'll see you on the 13th, but first, I got some stickers to open. Okay, that's going to do, and I'm going to see you guys on February 13th. That's my mom's birthday, but I can actually get started on Wednesday night. So for now, this is Matthew. Thank you for watching.